first. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. I don't know why I keep getting my knuckle there, always in the way of the camera. Okay, so we got orders going up today, Friday, which we're processing for today, and we've got orders that we're going to be processing on Saturday. First things first, I need to find my stand, which is never around when I need it. I think it's in here because the last place we were at yesterday, sorry about that, was outside. Testing the GUNMETAL 17 or GUNMETAL GUNMETAL Nova 17 outside. This is the mess I went through last night trying to find parts for putting together my wooden frame, which I know I have enough parts on here to put it together. And that's going to be for the new blackout cloth surface, which is going there, which I'm getting ready to set up that. Why I'm working with this, because now we launched the screen paint yesterday. We took the pictures from outside, which is interesting because all the pictures now on the website are of the screen outside on display. If you go to the website, and we have those pictures right now displayed on Facebook at the screen outside. We're going to take some of the pictures for inside because a few people have been asking me, like, is it like an inside or an outside paint? So no, it's both. But when you see a bunch of pictures of the screen strictly outside, you know, people start asking. So we're going to be here taking a few pictures here on top of that. I will be converting this screen to a 126-inch gunmetal screen. It has special zip ties on the back of it. They're extra strength, heavy duty. I need those up there because if that thing snaps and comes off, it'll take out my overhead, my projector, and me at the same time. So I have to make sure I have those special zip ties. They should be here on Monday. So I'll be painting the screen all in one day, taking it off, painting it, and putting it right back up. So then we have this to construct on Saturday. No, I forgot. Saturday. Well, hopefully Saturday night we can get it together because Saturday, the material that came, we had two different companies we're dealing with when we're designing the acoustic surface. And one of the companies, the surface requires you have to have two forms of the surface, one for the back, one for the front, and it doesn't work out well. It's just too much. You know, I had a customer talking to me about how do you staple it to a frame, and you got to staple two of these on there. So I canceled my orders with that company, and I went with the other one, which is the one I have in the next room, the 150-inch, which is perfect. It's just one surface, you attach it to the frame, and you're done. And that's how I want it to be easy. I don't want it to be a struggle for my customers. So that was canceled. So unfortunately, because I did cancel the order, and I did place in an overnight order, if I can figure out which remote controls which, and I did place in an overnight order, they'll be here on Saturday. So since they'll be on Saturday, I got to coat both screens. I have to do a demonstration for the customer screens for the 100-inch and a demonstration for the customer screens for 120-inch. We like to do those before we ship them out. So I got to do both screens on the same day, and both screens have to be displayed on the same day, and both screens have to be shipped out on the same day. So when I get done all that, then I'll have time to work on the 143-inch frame we're going to build here in the living room. And then once that's done, we'll basically staple it all together, build it, and hang it up here on the wall, which I still got to figure out how I'm going to be mounting the thing up there. And then we'll hook up this projector, which is supposed to be over here, and we'll be good to go. I'll have it built and have it done, but I got to assemble it, put it together. So far from what I've seen already, it should go quite well. It's exactly like the same material that we're using upstairs, so it should go quite well. As for the gunmetal, I'm blown away. I love it. I love it. That thing outside is freaking incredible. Like I said, on a $150 projector, beautiful. Inside the house, it runs like a dream. And I'm still running for short throw. I run it off the 100 and no, sorry, I keep saying 100. Why I keep saying 100? I paid $60 for this projector. Like $59 is what I paid for the projector. I'm so used to saying 180, 130, and I keep forgetting this is a projector that used to be in that room that was using the 59. So it's a $59 projector. That's when I first found out about those particular models. I didn't even know that model even existed under NEC until I saw that one and decided to buy it. Got it here, and I was like, wow, this thing is beautiful. What's amazing with our screen paint. So I went online and started looking around, and I found this other fellow who popped up, another merchant, and he was selling them by the bulk. And that's when I was putting the links. I was like, you want to buy from this guy? You know, if you have our screen paint, you want to go get this projector right here, it's going to cost you nothing. Because ultra short throw projectors are expensive. Let's face it, they're very, very expensive. They are. And I tell customers when they tell me about the room size that they have, I have a very small room size. They don't know. Some people don't know about ultra short throw. Some people do. And I said, well, why don't you get an ultra short throw projector? And they said, well, they're very expensive to have. And I said, no, they're not. They're not that expensive. You can get one for like under $200. And then I point them where they can get it from. And then I show them all the demonstrations that I do on this projector. That's why it's important to do demonstrations on cheaper, low budget projectors, because that way I can relate to my customers better. You know, I can relate to my customers better because instead of my customers going out and spending like $4,000 and $5,000 for a projector, they don't have to do that. So I got to do a few pictures inside the house on the ultra short throw, which is good because then I can show that the screen is ultra short throw compatible. And I'm going to have to get ready to start working on this right here. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, all that has to be documented because when I build the frame, the 150-inch surface, we're going to do that all in one set. So not all in one set. We're going to put down 150-inch, constructing of 150-inch acoustic 17. I'm going to put that on the website, and then from there, we're just going to build the screen from there. Everything we need to do. We already dismantled this thing, had that, and then we're going to come and just. I got to black out this window completely, but that's another demonstration on its own. I want to check out more on the gunmetal on a $59 projector. And I have some people saying you can pay $59 for that. If you want, I can show you my eBay account. I got nothing but projectors on it, no problem. Matter of fact, I can show you the very video that I shot when I bought the projector in the unboxing. $59. Got it from a church. Wish they had more. And if you can't find it for $59, you sure enough can get it for $175. Saw merch on the other day, saw a few for $175. Is that beautiful image, folks? I'll show you the projector too. This is the projector. You want to get the UM361X by NEC. That's what you want to purchase. And as you can see, lit environment. We got plenty of light, and the screen is not affected, not one bit. As a matter of fact, for a little Father's Day, show you how crazy the ambient light projection on this technology is. Mind you, we had this outside on the deck with no problem. This thing runs beautifully. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna do me two. I'm gonna do me one, a portable one for outside. Like when I can actually, oh man, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I can bring it down on hinges. I can bring it back up when I want to watch it. I'm gonna do two of them. So I'm gonna put two screens out on my deck. I'm gonna do me a gunmetal that can fold down and come back up anytime I want. That'd be kind of cool. And I'm going to do me one for the one we're gonna have over here. So I'm doing two for myself. Okay, let me see what we need to do here. But wait, first I need to finish playing that video. Then I need to something I was gonna do really quick that involved the screen. Now I lost my train of thought of what I was gonna do here. Oh, by the way, comments are open. You can speak. I just don't like dealing with the particular individuals with the racial slurs and death threats. But just to let you know that the recording is being recorded. I never would have gotten my in focus projector if it wasn't for the customer chime in and say, hey, look, you might want to go pick this projector up. And sure enough, he was right. It's an extremely good projector for $50. Watch how you handle yourself, and please be respectful. Racial slurs and death threats is not something you should be doing. Remember, you're on an IP address. I love how people don't understand. You're in the digital age. I don't care how well you think that you're hidden behind your computer or cell phone. Your cell phone has an IP address. You want to find out how? I'm IT myself. Go check out something called ipchicken.com. Type it into your phone, see what comes up. Nothing bad. It's going to trace your IP address. So, like I said, be careful what you do in the digital age. Be respectful to other people. Racial slurs in this decade and time is something you don't want to do. All right, let me see. Trying to figure out what we need to do here. This is already done. We got to take it apart. We have to finish this screen over here. Has to be done. Soundbar has to be mounted. New speakers have to be ordered because now we can put the speakers behind the back of the screen. The LED lights and all that stuff will have to be removed from the top just for the time being to fit it in. Oh, yeah, now I remember what I was supposed to do. LED light, more light. Have fun putting in here. I find this interesting with light bulbs. Look at this. Look at this. They're both the same light bulb. This one just has a plastic shell around it. This is protected. A lot of people don't realize these things have a lot of mercury in them. You drop these things, that plastic covering on it. it's really windy outside today. It's windy outside. This. Come down a little bit more. So stubborn. Really? Like, okay. That is pressure. So it's not that, it's this whole thing all together. It doesn't want to move down, that's what it is. That's it right there. Let me take this out because I do not feel like quite crushing a lamp off, a lamp in my hand that has mercury in it. And then going to the hospital, and that's the last thing I need to be around. It's freaking mercury. There we go, that's better. Why did it make that so difficult to begin with? It's better. There's no giving that. I'm gonna get this go around. No, just do this. That. Then we just here. I have another one of those. I just have to track down where I put it at. But we do have another one. It doesn't make a difference. Yeah, I do. I need another one. Need another one. Just gotta figure out where I put the other one at. We have two of those. Yeah. Tell you that little bit of light right there isn't enough. I wanted to put another one here, but I just can't seem to find my other lamp. I just can't find it. But I want to put another one right there, and I can't find it. No, the reason why I bought it. I had it for demonstrations. I can't find one. It's me. Gotta have a That's all. That's all. I swear, if I had a quarter for every time I call myself cleaning something up, so I don't lose it, I'd be a millionaire by now. I don't see what it'd be. I want to do this for the pictures. It shows much. I mean, you're not going to get any more ambient light than we got outside, but still just do this inside would be nice. Continue to watch. And Mr. Bird's going to figure out where he keeps losing his stuff. We had it. Track it down. That's all. We had it. Well, people, I've tried to locate it. I did a really good job on that one. I looked in all my places where I usually leave stuff at and I can't find it. I lost it really good. I'll have to order me another one. That saddens me. I like to do demonstrations like this, and when it basically keeps me from doing it, it makes me pretty sad. I just like to put a little more challenge in there. I don't like anything holding me back from being able to put that challenge in there. Just doing more. I just want to do more, you know what I mean? Demonstration is more. I don't even put my own stuff up. Stuff that I need for work. I don't put up. Wire bag has to be organized big time. Found it. Yes. Found it in my wire bag, which should not have been there. So I found it. It was in my wire bag. I always stick everything. I keep forgetting. I stick everything in my wire bag. It has all of my wires. This should have never been in there. The only thing that's supposed to be in my wire bag are the things needed for cables and stuff like that. That's supposed to be in my wire bag. So we're gonna put this one. So now to spread it out a little bit. You can put this one here, there like so. And we can put this one here like so. There we go. Cables won't act right for me. Come on, get back there. Okay. I think we need an extension cord for that. Power cord here somewhere. 3-outlet power cord. Here, way back here, should be that. That's pretty easy with an ultra short throw. A little too easy with an ultra short throw. There's no challenge there. The reason why it's no challenge with an ultra short throw because the projector is literally sitting right up on top of the screen, which means the distance throw isn't that far. Now, if I take a projector and I pull back 14, 15 feet, and it has to travel through 14 feet to make contact with the screen, that's a challenge. We got to bring another projector out. That's too easy. That's what people don't understand. The distance throws are very important. Even though we've done them already at 2200 lumens, you have to understand that a projector has to travel a distance. That's what makes it important. The farther the projector has to travel, the more light you have in the environment, the less lumens the projector is going to be to produce before it makes contact with the screen. So you have to have a distance throw. So we need a distance throw of 15 feet. To complete. And we do this on the 720p projector. I'm going to use a projector that my customers can relate to. But before we do that, let's put the light in the middle of the screen because we're not done yet. Still have more light to go. We still have 130 watts. It's going to be to do this easy because it's going to be pulled an image outside. So, but this is just for some pictures we need to have for the website. All right, so let me get a stand for that. The problem is with the ultra short throw coming up and hitting, it's going to leave this mark there. We're not worried about that. I want to see, because this little part doesn't mean anything. We don't have enough room. How do we not have enough room? I got like a massive storage back with a huge 12-foot cable attached to it. There we go. Oh, now it changes over to commercial. Woohoo! This is how much light a screen is supposed to be to take in. Even more than this. That's why we take them outside and do those demonstrations. It's supposed to be able to take all this light in. Keep in mind, this is not a demonstration where we're showing you little bits of light here and there. I've seen people do this. But still, the entire surrounding area will be dark. You have to have the entire area well lit. Notice how the light dimmed in here is very bright, and how dimmed in here compared to the light that's firing off on that screen right now. So this area is well lit because we have the overheads on, like the environment anyway. And just to add insult to injury, we put in the overheads. And as you can see, the screen's not going to wash or fade. But like I said, this is easy because it's ultra short throw. That's why I said it's easy, because the distance throw isn't there. It's only about a couple of feet from the screen. So the projector can still maintain an image 3600 lumens. It doesn't take much away from it. Some of it does, but not a lot. So what we got to do is we have to make it even harder for the projector. So what I need to do is I need to disconnect this light and put it back here so I can free that up for short throw. Disconnect this. And I gotta get some pictures. I don't have any pictures with the screen without the projector. We need pictures of that too. Now we're gonna put it on the projector for the distance throw. And I need measuring tape too on top of that. This is why you have to see a difference. So what we'll do is I'll show you the difference. We'll turn out the lights. Sure, pants are pulled up there. Turn the lights out. Just had to switch right there. We just hit. Now, turn the lights out so you can compare the ambient light that we have in the room right now. This is the ambient light we have in the environment. The reason why I do this is because, like I said, I learned what not to do from watching demonstrations where people do not do their demonstrations correctly. In their demonstrations, they will have the environment is dark anyway. And then what they'll do is they'll take their lights and surround the screen to make it look like they're producing more light than they possibly are. We just took out all the distracting light out of the environment, and we're just using the everyday light. And we're using the environment, as you can see, with just the everyday light we have in the environment. It's well lit. You can see everything in the environment crystal clear with no problem. Everything can be made out. Wait, it's making me a little dizzy. You can even see the individual sofa cushion markings, everything. So with the original light we have in here, we actually have more light than what you see in most demonstrations. All right. Now with the extra light on, that just adds more light to it. But I'm just trying to show you that because when you watch demonstrations, you will see that the environment will still be dark. The corners, all that, they'll just put a little light here, a little light there, and there. So look. Another thing you have to watch out for, what videos they select for demonstrations. If they're doing nothing but colorful demonstrations all across the screen, that's a good way to camouflage anything that may come up, like contrast, anything that could come up that basically that the screen can't pick up by camouflaging it. That's why we like to do the star fill demonstration in every single demonstration, because there's no way to get around that. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna leave that there. We'll need that for pictures. All right. That's why a lot of the companies, big companies, will use the ultra short those projectors, because number one, they sit up on top of the screen. They can light the environment up as bright as they want. And that projector has such a short distance traveling from A to B, it's not going to really disrupt the picture quality at all. Why do you think in Screen Innovation they're using a $24,000 ultra short throw projector that literally sits right up on top? It literally kisses the wall. All right, you can light that place like a football stadium, and it's still not going to affect the screen because it's right up against the wall. Tell people, just like if you got a flashlight, if you stand back with a flashlight, the farther you go up on the wall, the brighter it gets. There you go. That's how it works. I think people hate me because I speak the truth. They don't like it. Some people don't like it. People that are in this field don't like it. People that are not in this field and trying to learn something new like it because they learn something different. They learn something interesting. They learn what to look for. Same thing I look for. Now, if you notice, we just switched from an ultra short throw to a long throw. Picture quality didn't even change. We're farther away from the screen now. See? That shows you that we don't have to depend on an ultra short throw projector in order to get a beautiful image, like companies do. That's what they'll do. They select the projectors they're going to be using for their demonstration, what kind they're going to use, what caliber. Even the day before that projector comes in and they get a special order from a company, they will go in and they will calibrate the projector, set the scene perfectly so the lights are not too close to the screen but away from the screen to give it that ambient light environment. Everything is rehearsed just for you. So you can go in and go, ooh, ah, and buy. And then get home and find out that your screen doesn't react the same way it does in the demonstration. Let me know any demonstration you've seen besides people actually have the money to pay for the actual stuff in that demonstration. Does it look the same like the ones who don't? There you go. People don't think about that. That's what I said. Rehearsed. So we swapped out from an ultra short throw projector. Throw projector. Look at the screen. We don't have to depend on that particular projector. We can just swap out some of the demonstration. Now, let's see if Mr. Bird was smart enough to put up the measuring tape. Which I'm hoping I was. Yep, we did. Not where it was supposed to be at, but we did put it up. I tell you, I hope they do make this pill that kills this virus because, man, like I said, even with some of the projects I got set up are on hold because I can't open up a showroom facility for like 250 people to just come in and see a screen because of COVID. It has to be done a certain way and keep people 6 feet away and have so many people coming at a time. And that's my goal. My goal maybe for this year, next year, whatever God blesses us to be to do, we're going to open up a huge warehouse facility where people can come in and actually see the screens and live, real time on display. We're going to have, since we designed that coated glass, so we can advertise off glass, well, you know, we can paint, we can put huge glass windows in and coat it with that technology and advertise off the glass, stuff like that. We got huge, the way we're going to do it is we can advertise our own technology just by putting on display in large buildings. And since we do develop invisible technology, we can display it on glass. I have a friend of mine who basically works with that program and those chips that allow you to turn anything into a touch screen. he wants to be able to have us coat the glass the black so you can't see it, and he's going to put something behind it. I don't know much about the technology, but it's going to allow people to touch the glass and be able to allow them to interact with the videos on the glass. So this is the kind of stuff we're working on that a lot of people don't know about, but we can't do it because of COVID. And have a bunch of people in front of the glass touching it, you know? So, you know, a lot of things. I always watch the news, or always watch what's going on in medical, you know what I mean? Because it affects a lot of companies, you know? So, and I think people that are starting their adventures off with the drive-in movie theaters really don't have anything to fear about their businesses going away, because people will be flocking back to the movie theaters, because people are still going to go to drive-thrus because that experience. I would love to know what goes to a drive-thru. My mother went to drive-thrus all the time when she was a young girl, so I would like to know what that experience is like. So people are going to go regardless. All right, so we're 13 feet back. Let's start clicking on lights. So where I lose this switch every single time. It's on here, but I can't find it this time. There we go. 13 feet back. And I use projectors in the demonstration that people can relate to. We're using, we use the $59 projector. Like I said, if you can't find it for $59, you can get it always for $175 or under $200. I would look for under $200. If you can't get it for that, then, you know, still cheap projector, ultra short throw. Projector we're using in the demonstration right now is a ViewSonic ViewSonic long throw projector we're using. And this one right here is 800 by 600, 720p. Like I said, you can get that for a very cheap price, about 250 bucks. Not a lot of money. All right, so let's come bounce out of this. If we have the right one, or she's playing with me today. All right, well, that's what I'm telling you. I think technology sometimes the money of its own, or just me forgetting crap, because that's what I do. So it's supposed to react the same way with this long throw or ultra short throw. And that also proves the fact for companies out there that are making these screens, and these screens are not ultra short throw compatible. That just shows you that our technology is ultra short throw compatible, and our product is priced that can paint up to 126 screen with one quart, which I plan to paint that one over there on Monday. We can do that for $172. And your $5,000 projection screen can't do that on ultra short throw swap back and forth, because you have to have a special screen for that. And that special screen is going to cost you a lot more money. Keep in mind, at 100 inches only, not 120 inch. That's going to cost you a little more money. And there's no way in the world they're going to do it in this kind of lighting. It's too much for the screen. So I'm putting one of these outside for myself. I'm going to call it my portable theater. I'm going to have it where basically it's on hinges and it falls behind the side of the deck. When I want to use it, I can bring it up and lock it in place. If I decide I don't want to use the big screen, move to the small screen, I can use that. All right, let's go on to something else, because we don't want to use a lot of bright, colorful demonstrations, because those are easy to do when you have a lot of light hitting the screen. Let's go with something a little more darker, like start off with the Starfield. Outer space screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'll tell you, overhead lights are making the lights in here look kind of dim. And this is why I like to do the contrast demonstrations, because, like I said, it eliminates the copycats. Copycats will come in and do colorful demonstrations that look doing the same thing. We'll display contrast demonstrations. You notice they'll stay away from it because they can't pull contrast. They can't see it. I love how the screen gets a burst of light. It's brighter on the screen, even though it has a 130 watt lamp sitting in the middle of it. Watch this. I love that. Absolutely do. All right. Let's see. Oh, so I got a package. Oh, yeah, I do get a package coming in today. We do have one coming in. There we go. There's our star field. And there we go. Star field demonstration. That's why I say you can't say your product is the same as ours if you don't do any of the demonstrations that our products do. I mean, you see how I do my demonstrations. We do them by the book, and like I said, everybody should be doing the same thing. Now, the only people that get upset over this are people that are basically doing the same thing that I'm doing. But as I said before, because my tests are so brutal and so rigorous, if I were to bring your product down here and run it through the same test and you're not doing them tests yourself, you're not going to pass. Let's do something interesting. No, we don't have, and keep in mind, we don't have any interest of putting his product against it. I did it off camera already. It's not good. So, like I said, we don't have no interest. The only time we have to do that is when he starts doing things he should not be doing, and then we have to go out there and we have to out him for what he is. That's the only thing. And keep in mind, for those who don't know, it's particular in the visual honesty, thinks he has the same product we do, but does none of our tests. So that's the only time we have to do that. I think him asking us to turn the screen around to the black side. I don't, I would fry him. I would not make any requests. I mean, a friend of mine was actually he was laughing about it because he says, well, does he notice the test that you put your products under? I said, I don't think he does. So why would he ask you that to begin with? Wouldn't you think that with all the crazy stuff you do to a screen, wouldn't you have ran past that one too? I said, yeah, well, some people don't understand, you know? Now, what fascinated me about the daylight screen, when they had their screen on display in their demonstration, I was checking it out. They had some ambient, they had a white screen and they had their screen, they had light like this underneath their screen, showing off how the screen can produce a much brighter image with light. I mean, if you're figuring you're spending $5,000 for a projection screen, it should be ambient light projection. Another reason why I'm glad we swapped off the ultra short throw, because this screen is not ultra short throw compatible. So we can't use it in ultra short throw demonstrations. That's not going to work. It's for long throw only. But to be fair, it was doing a demonstration on a white screen. And that's, it's showing the difference between the contrast levels on a white screen. And I'm sorry, daylight, I didn't see much of a difference. I really didn't see much of a difference. I didn't. But I was curious about your product because it was so dark, and that's why I went over here against the Black Nova. Now, mind you, this screen's gray. It's a gunmetal screen. Black Novas are black. So that screen can pull contrast level. It looks absolutely insane. This next to a well, we all know what's going to happen. If I put this next to a Nova, Nova's going to pull a higher contrast level. This is going to pull a higher white level. All right, so we have the Dark Star 9, which I do like this screen because this screen does pull a very incredible contrast level. And we got them under the light. Let me bring that one down a little bit lower. I don't want that too high up. I want that to be the same as the other screen. I don't want it too high up because that'd be unfair. That'd be like I'm putting the screen higher up underneath, and I shouldn't be doing that. So as you can see, neither one of them are picking up that black level. And this screen is gunmetal. These are both gunmetal screens. Both gunmetal. Dark gray screens. So you're talking about a $5,000 screen, and you're talking about a $3,000 screen next to a screen paint that costs $172. Don't know why we can't do better. I mean, can't do better. I mean, why does the screen cost $5,000? So that's the part I don't understand. And the reason why it costs that kind of money, a friend of mine was trying to get the same kind of reflective material that they use for these screens. This is very, very expensive. It is not cheap. And then they have to calculate the screen's cost, overhead costs. I guess the bigger the company, the more the cost would be for the screen. But you're talking about $5,000, $8,000 worth of technology up here versus $172 screen, $172 gunmetal screen paint that can easily absorb light, ultra short throw compatible, and can pull an image outside when these screens can't go outside. The screens that they have for these screens are white. And a white screen next to this technology is not going to do well. And you can paint anything you want. If you want to do 120 inch, you can do 120 inch. You want to do 126, you can do 126. You can do a 235.1 at 115 inches. There you go. Can't do that with that. That's what made me fall in love with screen paint. The fact that you can control how big you want to go. Where if you got a fixed frame, or not fixed frame, but some of these screens out here, you're stuck to that size. Even with a fixed frame screen, you get a cheap one. This is a cheap one. It's a generic screen we're using right now. You get a generic screen, you're only going to pay like 120 bucks, literally, for a fixed frame screen at 120 inches, about 120, 130. That's all you're going to pay for it. That's pretty much it. So you're really going to pay for it. And then you coat it with our stuff, 172. And people say, well, that's a lot of money. Well, then you can just go out and spend $5,000 for a projection screen. Even if you went out and you got mine, these are gunmetals. Gunmetals aren't cheap. I can get a gunmetal screen for $800. Nah. Dark gunmetal? No. That's when you start getting the screen innovation, the black diamond. That's gunmetal technology. Can't even get a black diamond used on eBay for, some people had them for $2,000, $3,000. I saw one person had one for like $1,600. But literally, it wasn't the frame. Frame wasn't even with it. It was just basically the surface. That's it. I don't know how that's going to work out. We're at the tension rods. Color green.
Getting that from YouTube.
So people have to understand, we get no, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you so you can understand this. When we do our products against you know who, I don't want to mention his name in my videos here, but we get no credibility off of it. It's just basically to put the individual in this place to remind him that he's not on our level of technology and how we do tests. That's what that's for. We get no credibility off of that. We get nothing out of that. You know where I get my credibility from? These guys. Because I can come in and show you that I can go toe to toe with a $5,000 and $3,000 projection screen that has a ton of weight. Mega companies. Companies that charge tons of money for their technology, and we can basically beat their technology for way, way less. That's where we get our credibility from. Hey, how you doing, Kevin Bean? Now, I must say that I did unlock that particular feature, and I have to say this: death threats and racial slurs, not acceptable. because people have been coming on here lately and carrying on and acting up and just being disrespectful in any way whatsoever. Keep in mind, we will not delete the racial slurs or death threat comments. They will be left up posted, and this will be displayed on Facebook and other social media sites. So please be respectful. I see more and more people disabling their comments because people are coming on there and just don't know how to carry themselves right. Sooner or later, YouTube's gonna be a world without being able a chance to be to talk to people because people don't know how to act right. It's a shame. All right, so let's move forward. Let's see. Let's get some colors in there. Let's go with Sony 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's see. We'll go with. I like to do this one first with the colors. As you know, the background is supposed to be black for that. Yes, this is a bit overkill. No one's going to have this much light. Let's have condensed lighting, because I've had condensed lighting in the last house I was at. And I had light physically coming down and hitting the screen all the time. But usually most people have condensed lighting. They'll push the light away from the screen. There's a lot of light you can't see. I don't get what you mean. Please explain. You're saying you can't see the screen because I can see the screen crystal clear. The screen looks dark, that's what you're saying? What color is the screen? You can't see what the objects are. This is one of the trolls that we get from time to time. He's saying he cannot see the screen at all. And mind you, we just did demonstrations of the screen being displayed outside. This is where they come in and they make these accusations, not realizing that all the test demonstrations we just did live on the technology, and the screen was outside yesterday with 10 times more light than we're using in here. But nice try. Let's go over to, let's see, I like to do this one right here. Because the screen's too dark. So what color is the screen? Question, what color is the screen? And keep in mind, the screen is already beat. No, I'm asking you a question. It already tells you. See, this is how I know that you don't know what you're talking about. It says what color the screen is right there in the description. What color is the screen? It says it right there in the description what color it is. What color is the screen? It's right there in the description. I think you should Google it. Go Google it. Google what color the screen is. See what I mean by? This is why we block these particular individuals. He comes in here. He says, he starts talking nonsense, saying he can't see the screen. It's too dark. I ask him what color the screen is. He says, I don't know. You tell me. It's in the description of what color the screen is. See? Already messing up. Bye-bye. People, the screen is gunmetal. Same two screens that you're seeing up here, these are called gunmetal screens. It's a dark gray screen. He didn't know what color gunmetal was. He wanted to come in here and try to slander the screen and say it's black and say it's too dark. Same campaign they used by basically trying to diminish and try to destroy our technology by saying nasty things about it on that level. Didn't know, he just got in here and he doesn't know what gunmetal is. Guarantee he was on his phone Googling it, trying to figure out what color it is. He can come back in here with an answer. But the fact that it took him that long to answer back showed that he was looking it up. So if the screen is too dark and you can't see it, and this screen is sitting here taking in all this ambient light, and you're trying to tell me you can't see the screen at all, yeah, they can see the screen crystal clear. No, thank you. Oh, sorry about that. Let's get that flame right there. We've already done all the demonstrations, test demonstrations, done them all live. I love when they come in here for the first time and they start ranting off and don't know about any of the test demonstrations, don't know the screen's been sitting outside, did the demonstrations yesterday, came up crystal clear. You, sir, should not be driving a car of any caliber whatsoever. If you can't see that screen and I can see it from here and everybody else can see it, you shouldn't be driving at all, period. I suggest you go back to your eye doctor, get your eyes checked. Not to be disrespectful, but yeah, I can even see the little wrinkles in the elephant's tusk. So can everybody else. But nice try. He wanted to come in and say the screen was black, but he didn't know what color gunmetal was. Gunmetal is gray. Same thing like these screens. These screens are both gunmetal. They're dark screens. And if the screen was too dark, then when I switch over to red, blues, and greens, there is no way in the world that the screen would produce a higher and brighter color. All right, let's move on. And how well lit is my environment? And how far does my projector sit back? Now, the fact that our technology can sit here on such a cheap projector at 13 and still maintain a beautiful image next to two certified projection screens in a fully lit environment. Like I said, before you go buy our product, see how many people are doing demonstrations on this level. There's no way in the world they're using this much light in their environment. You can even see the waves, the ripples in the ocean. Now, let's take out, we consider this the easy part because this technology can produce this easily, even outside. Take down our certified screens. Here. And we'll just use our everyday lighting. Always have a problem finding this switch. For some reason, then it's on the screen. Oh, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, friend. God loves you too. Bye-bye. Keep in mind, the stuff that you say doesn't bother me. I've been in business over 10 years. I've heard everything under the book. Don't bother me. The fact that you come in and you act like that just clearly shows that you are threatened by my technology. Well, sorry, God's technology. Only way people react that way is because they're jealous. That's why. That's why you carry yourself that way. It's a shame. But I'm going to continue on. You're a grown man, a grown woman on your phone or computer insulting someone because they make a good screen paint. At the end of the day, where does that really put your intelligence? So it doesn't bother me. I know when you do stuff like that, it's jealousy. It makes me smile. Because it means I must be doing something right in order for you to react that way. Look how beautiful that looks. That's on 800 by 600, 720p. That's what's running right now. No 4K, no 1080p, not even a 720p at an XGA or a WXGA. SVGA is running. And still, when I take out all my lights, my environment is still brighter than just about everybody who's doing demonstrations on projection screens because they're using the same guidelines as the big companies. Ambient light controlled environments, high powered projectors. That's what they're doing. There's your smoke and mirrors. We don't do that. Oh, let me back up a minute so I can show you. So I don't trip over anything. This is my environment, my everyday environment that I use on my screens. Even my basic environment has more light. Let me tell you something about this gunmetal technology we have here. First things first, Lord and Savior blessed me with the technology to design it. It was designed about a couple nights ago, displayed on YouTube and Facebook, to be continued. The next day waking up, the screen was painted to a surface, and it went against 3 certified gunmetal screens. Beat all 3 of them. Went about right out of the can. After that, it went against 2 more certified light screens to show that the screen can maintain its white levels next to screens like the CMOR AV 1.3 and Matinee Silver. When that demonstration was completed, we came back in, we did another demonstration on ultra short throw with 2 certified projection screens, one being a Vivistorm, the other one being a Elite screen, ceiling and floor projection 2 technology. Then after that, we brought out a 1,000 lumen projector. We brought the projector back 14 feet with a 130 watt lamp in the middle of the screen to display the low lumen demonstration. After that, the projector was pushed back 22 feet. All rooms were lit up. 130 watt light was displayed. Starfield demonstration, as always, is displayed. Contrast demonstrations, color and versus certified screens. 2 more gunmetals. On 1,000 against 1,000 projector with our screen with the only one with the lamp in the center. Finished that one, passed that test. Last test, took it outside. It displayed on a 1,000 lumen projector and it displayed on the 38 with no problem whatsoever. Now I have it inside, fully lit environment, surrounded by a ton of extra light, and we were able to swap out from an ultra short throw right back down to a long throw, and the image didn't change 1 bit. All done live. So before you criticize my work, match my demonstrations. But you can't. And therefore, that's the reason why you dislike me, much like the companies do. That's what bothers you. If you did the work, put your faith in the Lord, you can do this, but you choose not to. And therefore, you don't have. I do. And let's continue on. Oh, and by the way, the day it was displayed, the product was made in 30 minutes. It took 30 minutes to make this technology. 30 minutes to make a technology, a gunmetal technology, that was able to outperform 7 certified screens that took them, what, anywhere from 3 to 4 years to develop. I think God is quite impressive. I explained to you already before that comments were being recorded. Reason why I told you that there is a plan for everything that we do. I told you about that huge showroom that I'm actually going to be working on pretty soon. Well, we're going to have a section of that. Well, you know what? I'll let you find out what that's going to be for. Not yet. But it does involve the comments. And people will probably pretty much try to downgrade our technology. Will be put on display next to the technology actually working, where people can comment and see it. And if you try to delete the videos, don't worry about it. We dubbed all the videos. We have copies of everything. I had a customer one time saying, man, for as much as this person must hate you, he must be threatened by you. And that's what happens. When people are threatened by you, they really hate you. Like Screen Innovation. As a matter of fact, I will leave some literature at the bottom, and I want you naysayers to click on that and read through that very carefully. Because, like I said, when we get the attention of big corporations all the time, but I want you to read through that document right there. Because when I send it out to customers and they look at that, they're like, you got to be kidding me. I said, no, we did. We went head to head with Screen Innovation in 2015 to a point where they basically contacted us on 2 levels. I want you to read through that. I'm going to mark it in big capital letters. I want you to go in and read through that document. That's why I laugh when I hear people make these comments, because you know, we get praises from big companies when we have people that are just hobbyists and they're trying to discredit us. Not going to work. It's interesting, but it's not going to work. Now watch this right here. See how we just went into this contrast? I like to do this field. We go into contrast, right? And then we're going to boom, go head over into bright levels. If I were to take one of the certified screens, and trust me when I say this, I'm doing you a huge favor by not putting you up against that screen. A huge favor. We'll take Dark Star 9. We're just doing gunmetals. They like screens. And we'll do no, I think we'll just do that. Oh, no. We got one. We have a matinee black. Like I said, I wouldn't request. You requested me to turn around that black screen to show the black side. You see any outcome of that? You do not want to do this. So we're going to cut you a break. Like I said, we don't need you. You need us. Keep in mind, you need me. You need me to do demonstrations against to make your channel grow. You need me. That's why. because my product is literally that good. That's why you need to do demonstrations against me. We don't have to do demonstrations against you. I can do this entire demonstration and leave you completely out of it. Because if I did, it wouldn't do so well. It's the certified screens aren't doing so well, so your product wouldn't do well at all. So I don't need you at all in order to get credibility. I need these guys, yes, because they're certified screens. I got more weight with them. But you need me to do demonstrations against me because of my technology and how good it is. That's why you do those reviews. And the reviews are fake because we have already proved that one already. I gotta stop putting these things together. I'm gonna do another black vinyl versus the black screen demonstration again. We're gonna do another one of those. And we're gonna do a few more of those. We're gonna definitely do a few more of those black vinyls. Your request, we're gonna do a few of those. Now, see what's interesting about that? See how the technology can pull a contrast level and the other screens can't? And then when we switch over to color, we can pull colors just as bright as those screens. Projector behind me has a 22,000 to 1 contrast. Isn't that interesting? Isn't God's technology amazing? I will put below the links that we did on Facebook Live. We had a longer demonstration of this technology outside displaying with the floodlights directly hitting my screen, which we didn't get a chance to do in the other demonstration. We will also display some still shots if you want to see that. And also to, what other demonstration do we have? We did on this one already. The test demonstrations. Yes, we'll put the first and second test demonstrations. The screen completed, all test demonstrations in one day, live. Got all the demonstrations done on live on one day. Yep. Wasn't really racing for it either. Wasn't really racing for it. Just decided to just do it because I was having so much fun. There's the red levels right there. This is for the individual. He said he can't see the screen. He said he couldn't see the screen. He said the screen was too dark. He couldn't see it. There you go. Okay, you want to make sure you can see the screen. After this, we're going to start campaigning that this is the best gunmetal screen on the market, and it is. Only gunmetal I haven't gone against is Screen Innovation against this technology. I've pretty much gone through what the gunmetal we have over there. So until we go against Screen Innovation, we consider ourselves to be the best. And by the way, like I said, I'll leave that link at the bottom so you can see what we went through with Screen Innovation back in 2015. And that was an E5K gunmetal technology. It just wasn't advanced on this level. Now, Screen Innovation contacted me and sent me an email saying, hey, your product has potential. We need to talk. On a D5K that was at 25% done, tested against their screen, their black diamond screen, then what do you think this stuff will do? But any company that's willing, they have our shipping, our email. You have our email. Any company has our email. If you do have a gunmetal screen and you would like to go side by side to the Nova gunmetal, feel free to contact me, and I'll buy your sample sheet, or you can send it to us. See, that's how much confidence I have in my product, that I can call out any company that has a gunmetal screen. Contact us. And if you consider the UV mix to be gunmetal, it's not even close to this technology. Like I said, we ran the test offline because we didn't want people to see exactly what the outcome was going to be. But if you request it, I will show it. You're not going to like it, I'm telling you. I told you that from the door with the black screen incident. You're not going to like it. Kind of warn you ahead of time. I really do. This is why I don't try to entertain myself when you give me challenges, because I know what the outcome is going to be. That's why. I'm trying to spare you. So if you think it's these certified gunmetal screens that cost far more than my paint, what chance would I have if this screen is already taken out 7 of them? There you go. You can tell people that the road is out and they will look at you and go straight ahead. Color red. I do say color red. I do say color red. I knew it. I said color red. Somebody said you got a little bit of accent in there somewhere. I was like, what? Color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
There you go. Oh, for the individual who said our screen was too dark, there you go. These are gunmetals versus gunmetal, and this is the color red. If our screen came out too dark, you wouldn't be able to see that red at all. This is when I know that when people come in and say things like that, they just say things to try to discredit the work. But it's kind of hard to discredit the work if you don't know the color of the screen. Let's get up close to make sure that we are producing red. Yeah, we're producing red. Watch this. Narrow view and cone. So we are producing red in a fully lit environment. Or we got to do one of these outside. Well, we can't take these outside. They can't go. They can't go due to the fact that they're not designed for outside, and I could get sued for that. They can easily argue my screens are not designed for outside, and they're not. Yeah, so now we're going to declare this. We're going to start campaigning. This is the best gunmetal screen. Unless any company can be wrong, it is the best and the most affordable on the market. Most compatible on the market. This is why we collect so many screens, because we have to see exactly which one is the best. Slow color changing light effect. Is this going to be flashing? Because I don't want to go to no freaking rave effect. Oh, okay, cool. So as I said before, emails at the bottom. Any company out there, Screen Innovation. If you have a gunmetal screen and you think you can go toe to toe with the gunmetal Nova 17, contact us. We want certified screens only. That's what we want. I know you get people out there say, well, what about the screen in the middle? Oh, we'll put that in there. I don't want to hit this screen with it. I'm going to get this screen out of the way because I don't want it being hit with that because already it's not going to be to take the light from it. So we're going to keep our screen just being able to take it one step. Everybody else get them far away from that light, and we'll be the only ones absorbing that light because I want to get them away from that. Because I'm pretty sure they're not used to that kind of testing. They're not used to having a lamp just bam right in front of their screen like that, hitting the light. I see them take the little LED light out and they'll go back and forth across the screen with it. That's not enough light to do it. And they'll show where the screen doesn't fade. That's not enough. You have to show a massive difference. So that shows you with the ambient light projection why the screens don't fade or wash out. Why you have to worry about your colors washing out when you watch a movie. And why you can use it in a fluid environment. That's the difference between using your screen in the dark all day because your projector has to be used in the dark because it can't see color. Can't see contrast. I'm going to use here. Take these down because, you know, like I said, I'll get that argument. We don't use and we don't use that kind of lighting. I don't use the overhead lighting, but I don't know how much lighting is in your overhead, to tell you the truth, because you're probably using dimmers. All right, where are you at that you don't want to connect? There we go. So chances are, when you're doing your demonstrations, and I know that for a fact that underneath the screen, they had custom lights put underneath there, and them custom lights were dimmers. They were dimmers to give them the chance to be able to dim the lights where they wanted them to be at, because it's ambient light controlled. This is not ambient light controlled lighting. Once those lights go on, there's no way to dim them, they're on. Now, the naysayers, I want to tell you something. Not only are we able to swap out. Oh, I gotta take the hold of the microphone like that. I'll call you back. That's a contract. Okay. Not only can we come in here and do this demonstration with no problem whatsoever, but I want you to understand something. I'm not gonna call you naysayers. I'm gonna call you doubters. All the demonstrations that were done on this technology were all on 720p projectors. We haven't even used one of the 1080p's we have in here. None of the Sonys were used, none of the Christies were used. Nothing was used on that screen except for low-grade, outdated 720p projectors. The only highest one we have in here was discontinued in 2016 or 2017, which is a projector behind me. And that's a 720p 800 by 600 SVGA. The projector we used for the distance throw and the demonstration and low lumen demonstration and the outside demonstration was a Sony VPL CS4 720p projector 800 by 600. And then the projector we used for the ultra short throw demonstration was 720p too. I have a Christie projector 1080p 4800 lumen sitting right there, and we never used it in any of the demonstrations. Kept them in fully lit environments, projector swap outs on test levels that you will never ever see anybody else do. That's the difference between me and you. And what I'm going to do now is we're going to disconnect this one because I'm going to go back to my ultra short throw because I can do that without basically worrying about the environment disrupting my screen. Matter of fact, you know what? This is what I'm planning to do my pictures on. Oh, and by the way, if you want to see some really incredible pictures, go on the website and look at the pictures that are displayed under this technology. Every last one of them were done outside. Not inside, outside. on a $150 projector. Now to my customers, this means they don't have to spend the money for overpriced projectors, that we don't need expensive projectors to make the screen look good. Big companies do it. People who don't test their products out correctly and properly have to depend on expensive projectors. I don't. If you look at the projectors I have throughout my house, we don't have expensive 4K projectors in here. We have one 1080p, and that's upstairs in the tech room. All my projectors downstairs, well, pretty much now all of them, are NEC Ultra Short Throw 720p outdated projectors. Do you know how much it costs me for all my projectors in my house? $1,105. That's all it cost me. And I can walk through my entire house and all my screens can be on. Y'all can't do that. Neither can the big companies. That's all got to be rehearsed first. Can't do that. That can't be done. I can go upstairs right now in my Japanese tea room, fire my projector, open up my curtains, and watch a movie right now. That's the difference between my technology and everybody else's. The big companies too. And when the time comes, whether it be this year or next year, my technology will be on display for anyone to walk in and see it. Alongside all the naysayers who posted their nasty comments and videos that were made about our product saying that it's not what it is. And then we'll just let the people who come in and watch my demonstrations in real life, let them be the judge. Let's see. You get the right one? Nope, we got the wrong one. So I have 20 fire sticks laying throughout the house. Well, the fire stick is playing a joke on me today. Which one is it? I love this. I had an incident with one of the fire sticks where I'm sitting there hitting the controller. Nothing's coming up. So I think, okay, can't be this controller. It's got to be one upstairs. I go all the way upstairs to find out that the very controller I had in my hand was the actual controller. I'm going to do a reset. Never probably going to do a reset. Hold on. Reset it, and it should bring it up. Because I only have 3 down here. We have the one for the kitchen. We have the one for the theater room. Other room. So we have. So it's going to be one of these. And there it goes. So, man, I got to deal with that today. That's why my eyes are cutting up now. I don't want to show this guy's face, but when I explain to you that I live across the street right next to a golf course, I am literally not joking with you. I'm not trying to record this guy, but see that machine right there? I got allergies, really, really bad allergies. And they're going off right now because even with him sitting there cutting that grass too close to my house, I can smell it in my house. See, I told you. It's one of them. They like to act up from time to time. I can smell it in my house. I hate that. That's the downside. That could be a downside to everything. And everything worked perfectly. Come on. Which one are you now? You gotta play games. It's like having twins And they like to play games on who's who. There we go. I swear I wouldn't be surprised if she was in there laughing. I played a joke on the owner today. He couldn't tell which remote control was which because I refused to activate. Now we take and we swap out back to ultra short though again. And we just go turn our lights back on. Nothing affects the screen. Can't put the other screens up there because they're not ultra short though compatible. So they can't go up. See? I can go back and forth if I want. So I'm talking to the companies now. I can go back and forth if I want. If I want to swap out the ultra short throw, I can throw in ultra short throw. I can go with a cheap ultra short throw of $175 to $60 right there. I can throw it back to a long throw and still produce the same image in a fully lit environment without the screen washing out or fading. Swap out. You gotta go through the restrictions. And the restrictions, they tell you can't use that particular projector. And I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm going to take my medicine now. I have to deal with this, and I have to deal with that. And keep in mind to you naysayers and big companies, I don't hate you. I feel sorry for you, that's what I do. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you because I'm not saying that, I'm not going to say I'm better, the technology is better. I feel sorry for you because every time you turn around, and to you naysayers also, and you think that, well, his technology, this technology, that, don't you know God keeps blessing my hand with better and better technology? We just designed a whole slew of screen paints less than a month. And now we have gunmetal technology. You can hate me all you want. At the end of the day, God's going to keep blessing my hand. I'm still going to keep getting advanced technology. Do something positive with it because I'm not going to fail. And my technology is not going to fail because I put my faith in my Lord. So your efforts are for nothing. We didn't even know we spoke of a gunmetal technology. I sat there and said an idea just came to my head for gunmetal technology that will blow everything out of the water. As I said before, don't worry about what you see. Worry about what you don't know about. That's what you should be worried about. We can develop, God can bless us to develop technology that fast, that quick, and blow out every single test that no other screen will stand against. And what about the stuff you don't know about? You can only hate on what you see. You can't hate on what you don't see. Well, saddle up. Keep both hands inside the cart all the time. This is going to be a wild ride for those of you who dislike us. And for those of you who support my company, well, you're going to continue to get amazing technology from us, and it's not going to cost you an arm or a leg. And we can back it up every step of the way that our technology can be used on cheap, low-grade projectors that are not going to cost my customers an arm or a leg, and won't cost them thousands of dollars, not hundreds of dollars, thousands. And we can back it up. Could have made the gunmetal with 21 technology, but we didn't. We made it with 17. There is a gunmetal for 21. There's a gunmetal for all the screens. All these screens have stair steps, so they can be evolved, they can be changed into other things. Philips 4K demonstrations. Now keep in mind, we're doing this demonstration again on a $59 projector in a fully lit environment, not even in the dark. Because we don't have to worry about our contrast levels washing out because our screens can't pick it up. We did the same demonstration outside. And naysayers, please, before you come on here and you start talking about the screen's too dark, know what the color of gunmetal is. Because if I have to ask you that and it takes you a couple minutes to respond to that, that means you're looking it up. Now, probably next week, we're going to bring up the ultralight grays. This is for you guys that like to come in here. We're going to leave the channel open for you guys that like to come in here and complain about our screens being too dark. Well, you do know we have gray technology too. We make everything. We have a screen called ultralight gray. And we did test it against his products and he couldn't match it. And it's gray. On top of that, it can pull a star field demonstration in a contrast level. It also pulls higher and brighter colors, and it's light gray. And I want to hear your opinions on that. And I'm talking about educational opinions. Because that's how I'm going to post it. Giving you credit that you're going to be able to speak educational opinions. Educational opinions by the naysayers. So I'm expecting you to come in there and say dumb stuff because it's labeling you as being well educated. We'll put a camera behind it because I want to shoot that live, so I can upload that to a live feed on Facebook so they can watch. And you want to talk about brighter screens. Oh, we have that silver too. We have a high grade silver technology too. We'll bring that out too. I gotta clean my fish tank. Wow. Let's get the shot. We can get all the light in the environment too. Let's get up close on my 720p projector. And by the way, you're probably thinking, well, the border looks good. We see how much paint is splashed all on the border in the inside. We didn't take these screens, they're test screens. So anywhere that border's at, it's been splashed with that paint. That's how concentrated that stuff is. You can literally turn your border into a screen. So, technology, if you're wondering, we put a detailed specification sheet. The specification sheet basically goes on the test that we performed on the screen live. We have it as inside the house at 1,000 lumens, sorry, and outside at 25 or 28. I think that's what it is. I don't know, we've done that demonstration too many times. I think I've done all these too many times. Now I gotta go down, take that screen off the wall. Oh my God, man, I can't wait. Don't worry, that's going downstairs in the basement. This will be downstairs in the basement. You're going to see that screen right there. It's going to be turned into a gunmetal screen. And that screen is going to sit in all that window light on a $175 projector and produce an image with no problem. Yep. Get it this way. There we go. Get that tilt on it. J&K 4K. Wow, what happened to Alan Rockenberg? He must not be doing it. He must have retired and left it over to it. That's got to be his son. I used to have those. I actually met him in my 20s and won the case. And he won that case for me. And I met him. Got a chance to go in the office, sign out my check. I met him. A nice guy. Picks me up. Freaking grass. I can't open my windows up today. I have to get an air cleaner today. We messed up. All the faces that live next to. I mean, it's not bad. It's a blessing from God. Oh man. All came to the yard today. Gotta take them. All right, well, we're done. Did swap and swap out. I don't know how much more literally we can do, to tell you the truth. The wind's not too bad outside today. Hopefully it's not. We can go outside today and set the screen up. So I'm gonna call it right here. I gotta finish my work in here because, like I said, this window has to be completely dark if I'm gonna put an acoustic screen, because if sound can travel through it, so can light, and that's not dark enough to do it. So I'm gonna have to cut my 235.1 because I'm not gonna use the projection screen ever. It's gonna go upstairs, it's gonna collect dust like the rest of them, and I'm throwing it in the trash anyway. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut that, use that to block out the light coming through there, and I'm gonna use the heavy brackets off the screen, which are right here, to basically enforce my frame, because it's a 150-inch screen. It needs some heavy brackets, and I forgot to order them. All right, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Like I said, sorry about individuals that come on and carry on. That's what they do. So I'm used to it. Insults and comments like that. It doesn't bother me at all. You know, at the end of the day, you know, that's just who they are, and I just feel sorry for them. That's all. So I'm going to get back to work. I got much to do. Thank you all for your time. I got to go in. God bless.